Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you guys are happy, safe, and blessed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications for when I post another video. So I've had quite a few entrepreneurs and people like interested in becoming a notary. Just kind of like good feedback and engagement with my content, and asking about starting an LLC. So here the video is for you guys. So the very first thing you want to do with starting a business is talk to a tax professional and a CPA or an attorney about the entity structure for your business. And so when I say entity structure, that means, are you going to be a sole proprietor, a partnership, a S corp, a regular corporation, a series LLC, a regular LLC, a single member LLC? There are so many different things and entity structures. So I encourage you, one, to do your research on your own through research online, YouTube videos, so that you have questions that you can prepare for your CPA or attorney. You guys are going to discuss it and you're going to figure out your tax structure or entity structure. So for myself, my current businesses that I have registered, they're both LLCs, and when you go through and get your EIN, it's gonna, as a single member LLC, it's gonna first start you off as a disregarded entity. So next you're gonna have to write them when you get that, but that's later down the line. So I'm gonna tell y'all about that a little later. Okay, so you've come to the decision that you're either an LLC, a sole proprietor, or a partnership. If you are a sole proprietor in the state of Alabama, you do not have to register your business name with the Secretary of State. That is what they told me on 3 different occasions from 3 different people. They basically say like, okay, like you're responsible to the IRS for like reporting taxes, but you know, that's kind of it. Like, you're a very small business and you don't need to register with us. So if you're a sole proprietor, you don't have to register with the state. But there are certain disadvantages that you face when you don't do that. And so that means that because your name is not registered with the state, let's say your name is Danbury and Co., and you are a sole proprietor and you don't register with the state of Alabama because you can't, they don't allow you. So you're just operating, you're doing your business, whatever that is, in the state of Alabama, and somebody else 2 years later comes and they register Danbury and Co., exact same spelling and everything. They have the legality in the state to operate. So their name is legal and yours is not. So that is one of the major disadvantages. There are other disadvantages, but again, talk to your CPA and your attorney about that. But that is one that really stuck out to me. And then they can monetize and do stuff because legally their name, they can operate in the state of Alabama. And so now that puts your business at jeopardy. There's legalities involved at that point. They could sue and different things like that. So for me, I wanted to make sure my businesses and myself were covered. So I structure myself as an LLC. So I called the Secretary of State. You're going to want to go on their website. It's $25. All in total is $236. $25 for your name. And then there's a $200 fee for 2 different things. And with taxes, it came out to $236. I did that twice. One for my real estate business, one for my notary business as well. And what I will say is make sure that you are very meticulous on everything that you fill out, all the spelling, everything you want. It is public record. And so the address, you want to make sure, if you're not funny about having your home address out there, then put that, but you're just going to want to talk to the Secretary of State to see what address you can put, like a street address for your P.O. box or whatever, because anybody in the U.S. or in the world can look up your name through your Secretary of State, your business, and find out your information. So everything is public knowledge. So be very careful about that. You're going to go through the whole application and register your business name. And when you do that, at the end, it's going to print out like and give you the option to download and save your articles of formation. And this is what one looks like. This is from one of my businesses. And that is what you are going to want to save, print off, and like that is very important to keep. And so within like 24 to 48 hours, you should be able to go back on the Secretary of Secretary of State's website, and you will type in your name and it will pull up. And so once you have that done, you're then going to want to go to the IRS website and you're going to want to get your EIN. So that is your employer identification number. I just registered to get my Duns and Broad Street number. I'm waiting for that to be approved so I can start building my business credit. I have a business credit card already, but I wanted to make sure that that piece was registered. So I'll give you more information when I have information about that. But you need to get your EIN. So that opens up a lot of doors for you to have a business bank account, start building business credit, just like even like business accounts like Amazon Business, getting a phone plan through your provider for business, Apple Business. There's just, when people ask you about a business account, they normally like 99.9% of the time ask you for your EIN. And so the EIN is free. Do not pay for it. If the IRS or like there's different kind of like scammy websites that ask you to pay for it, do not. An EIN through the IRS website is free. And so when you go through it, depending on your structure, for me, I'm an LLC, but I am a single member LLC. So it starts you off as a disregarded entity. Then at the end, once you go through all your application, they're going to give you your EIN and your paperwork you have to print out, and it gives you your number. But you also then, if you're just a single member LLC, meaning you have one employee. So I am the CEO and owner of my companies, and I'm also the only one. So I don't have like a team or like a partner or anything like that. So the IRS looks at you as a disregarded entity, which is almost the same as a sole proprietor. So you have to write them a letter and send it to Utah saying that you want to change your classification. And so I sent my letter to be a regarded entity, which is what that's called by the government and the IRS. And I am a LLC, taxable as a corporation. And so that way I am recognized by the U.S. government for my like my LLC, not a disregarded entity. They're two separate things. So you're going to want to make sure to do that. Once you have your articles of formation and your EIN, then that you are good to go in the state of Alabama. About your state, again, contact your Secretary of State for any further instructions, but you don't want to just go to the IRS and get your EIN. I made that mistake the first time and it caused me so much trouble because I had to like go back and change all my names and everything like that. It was just such a freaking headache. I had to dissolve that EIN number. So I had to send another letter to the IRS saying, hey, this one I want to delete because it just didn't fit my brand, and it was just the whole thing with that one. So although I didn't pay for my EIN and it only cost me like the cost of a stamp, which is like 58 cents, I had to change my name on all of my notary stuff to Jessica Alicia and Company, to Jessica Alicia Mobile Notary Services. That is my DBA. My LLC actual name is Jessica Alicia LLC. So I had to do a name change on all of my stuff, provide updated W-9s, and if you ever need something and you call the IRS without registering with the state, they're gonna ask you, hey, the lady, I'm like, hey, I need to change my name, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, okay, I need your articles of formation. And I was like, articles of formation, what is that? Like, I don't know what that is. And she was like, so your name's not registered with the state? I don't remember her name, but shout out to you at the IRS. She like told me what to do, and then when I called the Secretary of State, they verified and backed her up that that was the proper route. And I also spoke with an attorney. So this is the proper way to do it in the state of Alabama. Your state may be different, but anytime you need something changed with the IRS, they're going to ask you for your articles of formation. So you want to make sure to go through your state first. And also because my little silly self didn't know. So let's say you just go get an EIN on the IRS website. But then when you, let's say like you don't have the money, because $236 is a lot of money. And so let's say you don't have it right then. So you're just like, well, I'm going to get an EIN just to get my business bank account open or whatever. But then when you go to register with the state, your name is taken. now like that's a whole nother other can of worms that you've opened. So now you have to change your business name and all this kind of stuff, and then you have an account open in somebody else's business name, and like that's just a whole nother can of worms. So please go through the proper channels first and then get your EIN last. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know. Comment down below. I'm trying to share as much knowledge as I can with y'all. I'm learning throughout the process, so bear with me. Follow me on Instagram. I've been having so much engagement there and like meeting so many of you guys, and it's touching my heart. So I'm just excited to keep going, sharing all my information with y'all, and I will see y'all on the next video. I love y'all.